An answer to a scandalous poem by Jonathan Swift, wherein the author most audaciously presumes to cast an indignity upon their highnesses, the clouds, by comparing them to a woman. Written by Dermot Onefley, Chief Cape of Howth 1. By Dr. Swift, advertisement from the clouds. And B. The following answer to that scurrilous libel against us should have been published long ago in our own justification. But it was advised that, considering the high importance of the subject, it should be deferred until the meeting of the General Assembly of the nation. 2 passages within crotchets are added to this poem from a copy found among Swift's papers. It is endorsed quafresh should it go. And a little lower more but of no use. Presumptuous bard, how could you dare a woman with a cloud compare? Strange pride and insolence, you show inferior mortals there below. And is our thunder in your ears so frequent or so loud as theirs? Alas, our thunder soon goes out and only makes you more devout. Then is not female clatter worse that drives you not to pray but curse? We hardly thunder thrice ire, the bolt discharged the sky grows clear, but every sublunary dowdy, the more she scolds the more she's cloudy. How useful were a woman's thunder, if she like us would burst asunder. Yet though her stays hath often cursed her, and whispering wished the devil burst her for hourly thundering in his face, she near was known to burst a lace. Some critic may object perhaps that clouds are blamed for giving claps, but what alas are claps ethereal compared for mischief to venereal? Can clouds give buboes, ulcers, blotches, or from your noses dig out notches? We leave the body sweet and sound, we kill tease true but never wound. You know a cloudy sky bespeaks fair, whether when the morning breaks, but women in a cloudy plight foretell a storm to last till night. A cloud in proper season pours his blessings down in fruitful showers, but woman was by fate designed to pour down curses on mankind. When Sirius too o'er the welkin rages, our kindly help his fire assuages, but woman is a cursed inflamer, no parish ducking stool can tame her to kindle strife, Dame Nature taught her like fireworks she can burn in water. For fickleness how durst you blame us, who for our constancy are famous? Y'all see a cloud in gentle, whether keep the same face an hour together, while women, if it could be reckoned, change every feature every second. Observe our figure in a morning of foul or fair, we give you warning, but can you guess from women's air 1 minute whether foul or fair? Go read in ancient books enrolled what honors we possessed of old. To disappoint Ixion's, 3-raped Jove dressed a cloud in Juno's shape, which when he had enjoyed he swore no goddess could have pleased him more. No difference could he find between his cloud and Jove's imperial queen. His cloud produced a race of centaurs, famed for 1,000 bold adventures, from us descended ob origin, by learned authors called Nubijni. But say, what earthly nymph do you know so beautiful to pass for Juno? Before Ephes durst aspire to court her majesty of Tyre, his mother begged of us to dress him, that Dido might the more caress him. A coat we gave him dyed in grain a flaxen wig, and clouded cane. The wig was powdered round with sleet, which fell in clouds beneath his feet, with which he made a tearing show, and Dido quickly smoked the bow. Among your females make inquiries, what nymph on earth so fair as Iris? With heavenly beauty so endowed. And yet her father is a cloud. We dressed her in a gold brocade befitting Juno's favorite maid. 'Tis known that Socrates the wise adored us clouds as deities to us. He made his daily prayers, as Aristophanes declares, from Jupiter, took all dominion, and died defending his opinion. By his authority 'tis plain you worship other gods in vain, and from your own experience know, we govern all things there below. You follow where we please to guide o'er all your passions we preside, can raise them up or sink them down, as we think fit to smile or frown, and just as we dispose your brain, our witty dull rejoice complain. Compare us then to female race, we to whom all the gods give place, who better challenge your allegiance because we dwell in higher regions. You find the gods in Homer dwell in seas and streams, or low as hell even Jove, and Mercury his pimp no higher climb than Mount Olymp. Who makes you think the clouds he pierces? He pierced the clouds, he kissed their eyes, while we o'er Teneriffa placed our loftier by a mile at least, and when Apollo struts on Pindus, we see him from our kitchen windows, or, to Parnassus looking down, can piss upon his laurel crown. Fate never formed the gods to fly in vehicles, they mount the sky when Jove would some fair nymph inveigle. He comes full gallop on his eagle, though Venus be as light as air, she must have doves to draw her chair. Apollo stirs not out of door without his lacquered coach, and 4 and jealous Juno ever snarling is drawn by peacocks in her Berlin. But we can fly where we please o'er cities, rivers, hills, and seas, from east to west, the world we roam, and in all climates are at home, with care provide you as we go with sunshine, rain, and hail or snow. You when it rains like fools believe Jove pisses on you through a sieve, and idle tale, tease no such matter. We only dip a sponge in water, then squeeze it close between our thumbs, and shake it well and down it comes, as you shall to your sorrow, know well watch your steps where you go, and, since we find you walk afoot, well soundly souse your frieze surtout. Tease but by our peculiar grace that Phoebus ever shows his face, for when we please we open wide our curtains blue from side to side, and then how saucily he shows his brazen face and fiery nose, and gives himself a haughty air as if he made the weather fair. Tease sung wherever Celia treads, the violets ope their purple heads, the roses blow, the cowslip springs. Tease sung, but we know better things. Tease true, a woman on her mettle will often piss upon a nettle, but though we own she makes it wetter, the nettle never thrives the better, while we by soft prolific showers can every spring produce you flowers. Your poet's Chloe's beauty heightening, compare her radiant eyes to lightning, and yet I hope 'twill be allowed that lightning comes but from a cloud. But gods like us have too much sense at poets' flights to take offense, nor can hyperboles demean us, each drab has been compared to Venus. We own your verses are melodious, but such comparisons are odious. Observe the case I state it thus, though you compare your trull to us, but think how damnably you err when you compare us clouds to her, from whence you draw such bold conclusions, but poets love profuse allusions. And if you now so little spare us, who knows how soon you may compare us to Chartres, Walpole, or a king, if once we let you have your swing. Such wicked insolence appears offensive to all pious ears. To flatter women by a metaphor, what profit could you hope to get of her? And for her sake turn base detractor against your greatest benefactor. But we shall keep revenge in store if ever you provoke us more, for since we know you walk afoot, well soundly drench your frieze surtout, or may we never thunder throw, nor souse to death a birthday beau. We own your verses are melodious, but such comparisons are odious. Footnote 1, the highest point of Howth is called the Cape of Howth F. Footnote 2, the Dogstar Hyginus Astronomica. Footnote 3, who murdered his father-in-law, and was taken into heaven, and purified by Jove. But when after he had begot the centaurs from the cloud he boasted of his imaginary success with Juno Jupiter, hurled him into Tartarus, where he was bound to a perpetually revolving wheel. Volvator ixion et si sequitur fugic, Ovid, Medum Roman 4 460. Tibullus tells the tale in 1 Distic lib I Roman 3, Illic Junanum tenter ictionis, ossi versenter celeri, noxia membra rhoda web.